Hello and welcome to this Monday evening stream where we are of course on Southeastern High Speed in the beautiful Southeastern Class 395 and we'll be heading to Faversham. So a little bit of different a kind of service today, get a bit of running on high speed and of course on the slower DC third rail as we get past Ebbsfleet. So I'm really looking forward to driving this one. I can see we've got a couple of you already in the chat, which is nice to see. So evening Bowser, evening Crazy Plays. It's good to have you both in the chat, of course. So all we need to do is finish loading our passengers up and then we can be on our way for our first stop, which will be at Stratford, followed by Ebbsfleet, Gravesend, Strood, Rochester, Chatham, Gillingham, Rainham, Sittingbourne, and then finally Faversham. So good fair few stops along the way, which should be good fun. And while we're at St Pancras, this is a great opportunity to now have a look at the Class 43s, the East Midlands trains, HSTs. It's so good to have them fit in these platforms over here. We're ready to lock the doors, so we'll get those shut. And we can release the brakes and start to apply the power. So for our first stop, which will be Stratford. Bit more power. Why not? So for this first bit we will be running under TVM and KVB, and then once we come off these international lines we will revert over to AWS. So yeah, Bowser, of course I remember you. It's nice to see you back in the chat, of course. Just and it's great to see the Class 66 over there. Will we be lucky enough to see a 700 on this part of the track here? I don't think we're going to be lucky enough this time. I don't see any on the map. I don't think we're going to be yeah, fortunate enough. Yeah, it's very cool, Crazy, that the 66 is over there with some wagons. Let's apply the power. Okay, we'll oh no, have a little peek down here. I think this is the East Coast Main Line. I'm pretty sure I'm right, Sen. Not seeing anything this time, but the Class 66s that were down there are definitely gone. So there we go. There's TVM kicking in, and we'll be under 80 kilometers an hour. So we'll keep to that speed, and then we massively jump up to 200. So full power. We're going down a 2.5% gradient, so we'll certainly pick up the speed very quickly. For our first stop, which will be Stratford International. Oh, thanks for confirming, Crazy. I wasn't going wasn't going mad thinking it was the East Coast Main Line. Yeah, there were plenty of them down on that stretch of the East Coast Main Line. So okay, we're really picking up speed quite quickly. It helps when you go in down such a steep gradient. To level off a little bit. This part of the route is never the most entertaining when you're just going through the tunnels, but it's cool when you pop out at Stratford. So we need to start braking here, as TVM is telling us that we're going to be dropping down from 200. Bowser, yeah, I do remember you. You jumped in the chat the other stream. Okay, a little bit more brake here. Needs to be under 160. We'll get down to about 130. It should be good. Just ease off on the brake there. There's 130 and still braking. So this service should take about an hour and 10 to do, according to the timetable. We might jump into another service afterwards. I'm trying to avoid using the class the 700 today. I want to experience it on the other side, seeing them fly past us. So if you've got a request for something on Southeastern, let me know and we can consider doing it afterwards. So we should very shortly be about to pop out of the tunnels here. As we're going up a gradient here before we pop out, just put a little bit of power on. Okay, we branch off to the right here for our stop at Stratford International. So we'll keep braking here, bring that speed down. Nicely does it. I'm going to be pretty much on time, which is good. A little bit further to our stop point, you can see the 6 car stop marker just to our right here. There we go. Let's unlock those doors. A 465 service that went non-stop from Faversham to Gillingham and then continue on to Dartford. Oh, that sounds quite interesting. I do enjoy the 465. We can have a look for a 465 service. It'd be pretty cool to do afterwards. Let's start locking those doors. 10 seconds out. And away we go for Ebbsfleet International. And away we go. So once we're back in the tunnel, we'll be given the line speed up to at least 200, probably 225. It is. Let's keep that power on. Picking up speed nicely now. Afraid we've got a little run in the tunnels. You can see we made our way from St Pancras, just did our stop at Stratford International, and we head towards Ebbsfleet all the way down here. So a little way to run yet, but should be good. Do occasionally get bit of light bleeding through at the end of, while you're travelling through the tunnel. It does sometimes take away from the feeling of being in the tunnel, but it's all good. It's yeah, nice to drive something other than the 700. Don't get me wrong, absolutely love the 700 since it's released. Yeah, agreed. Crazy. 465 is fun to drive. It would be nice to stretch its legs on another route. Don't think there are many 465. We can have a look at the timetable once we finish this run. We can find a 465 run, which would be pretty cool. It's always good. There we go, creeping up to 210. Bowser, can I do a 395 to Victoria? We can do it sometime in the future. I would have to find a scenario, or a decent scenario that allowed for that. I'd have to jump on Creators Club and try and find one, or try and find something that would allow me to run the 395 to Victoria. So one for the future, I'm afraid. Nearly at 220. We're going up a slight gradient here, so not accelerating as fast as we possibly can. I never know whether this is the tunnel exit or not, because you do get these flashes of a light. I think it might be now. We're heading back up a steep gradient, which oh, there it is. There's the exit. And out we pop. Nice to see a 66 to our right and some more freight to our left as well. Another 66. Plenty of freight actually. I'm sure there is a class 8 as well. 08, yeah, and another 66. Let's just jump out here. Where are we? There it is. Very nice. Lots of freight there. And we'll jump back in the cab. Yeah, definitely doing, I guess, you see the Southeastern trains in at Victoria, so yeah, agreed, it would be fun to reuse Victoria to do the Southeastern trains towards, as you say, Orpington and Sevenoaks. I think probably a lot of the community would probably like to get away from that area of the UK. I think people are a little bit tired of that now. Especially we've got some great, we've had some great couple of routes up in the Midlands and in Manchester. It'd be nice to see more of those operators reused, especially the northern licence. Somewhere around even Birmingham New Street used for something other than Cross City. So we're 5 miles away from Ebbsfleet, so a little way to go yet. It's always fun running on the high speed lines. was thoroughly pleased when it was extended down to Ashford to really stretch the legs of this 395. But it's also very cool that you get to take it on the take it off the high-speed line and obviously run it on the third rail. See the power changeover. We need to be slow in here for Ebbs Fleet. Not really slowing too much yet as we're going down in quite a steep gradient. Let's keep applying that brake at the moment. Okay, speed's really coming down now. Okay, there's 170. It's amazing how quickly Ebbs Fleet comes up on you. Okay, release off the brakes now, just so it cruise at about 100 kilometers an hour. We're well under the 130. A little power on actually, just to get us out of the tunnel. And then we'll head up, off to the right here, and we'll head up to the high-level platforms at Ebbs Fleet, which are the domestic platforms. If you were heading on to Ashford, you would stay over to the left. Go. See, it's not very helpful, the HUD on the right there saying 62 miles an hour. We're in kilometers. Show me it in kilometers. Kilometers an hour. So acknowledge that we're now under AWS and no longer TVM. As we arrive into Ebbs Fleet. Try and find our stopping point here. I think it's all the way pretty much at the end. And then we'll need to do the power changeover. As you can see, we now have got third rail and overhead line. Ah, right, there you go. There's our stop point right at the end there. There we go. Nicely does it. Right, let's... Yes, we must change over. Pretty sure. Hold that one down. How's that? Well, we've got line voltage. I think we're good. Just check. So the pantograph's definitely down, and you can see the shoe touching the third rail. So I think we're good. I think that is the power changeover done. Have a little look here at Ebbs Fleet while we wait about 15 seconds more before we can be departing. Pretty nice, and of course we've got the other lower level platforms here, which we've got nothing in at the moment. So there we go. Lock those doors. And you can see we've now changed over to miles an hour on the HUD, and you'll notice the acceleration difference is massive between AC overhead wires and DC to third rail. So we have to be a little bit more aggressive on the power as we try and accelerate up. So we're permitted to do 60 line speed, jumping up to 70 very shortly. There's the 60 board, and we'll soon see the 70 board just ahead. Not that one, that's 20 going left, which we're not. Oh yeah, the power changeover on the TGV is yeah, it's that can catch me out sometimes. Especially when doing it on the move as well. I think that's the more difficult thing. Trying to switch between the modes. Yeah. Alfie, good evening. Thanks for jumping into the stream. And there's the AWS warning for 30. So we'll start braking. Javelin is really fun to drive. Definitely need more. I guess its successors, the Class 800. That would be so cool to see in the game. Eli, hello. Thanks for jumping into the stream. How you doing? Well down to 30, a little bit early, but that's all good. Just ease off the power now. As we come around the corner, we'll see Gravesend. Brakes are better in AC mode. Crazy. Yeah, I think you could be right. Alfie, I like how fast it goes to Stratford and same with Pancras. Yeah. It's. I love the run down to Ashford as well. That's very cool because the gradients is very sort of up and down like a roller coaster towards Ashford. That's usually very fun. Eli, good. Glad you're well. I'm good, thank you. A little bit late here, but we're all good. And there's our stop marker to the left. Sounds like that 465 is departing. Very nice. I'm not sure what that that 465 is doing. Javelin's pretty fun at high speed, but my favourite is definitely the IC1 and the Acela. Yeah, agreed. The IC1 and the Acela. I don't think I've really played the Acela enough, to be fair. I think I will give it another go once New York Trenton is the timetable has been updated, because that's quite fun. Eli, if we can find a Class 465 service at, sort of in the night, yeah, by all means. I think I want to drive the 465 next. So we're 30 at Gravesend, but we jump up to 50 as the board. We pass that board on our left there. We've passed it. We can accelerate a bit more. So up next is Strood in 6.2 miles. See, I'm used to driving the 700 recently and stopping at every station, so it's nice that we get to bypass quite a few of those stations. Crazy, the icy one on New York Trenton. Yeah, it did happen in real life, so yeah, I reckon that would be quite fun. Eli, you jumping into play some Train Sim Board 3, are you? What route are you going to run? There we go, we can head up towards 70 now. Just ease back now on the power as we're almost at 70. Yeah, that's the only thing missing from, I guess, High Speed 1 is the obviously the Euro style. I don't, based on some of the comments made on the forum, I don't think we're going to see any additions now to Southeastern High Speed. That is it, done. Which I kind of get. If you can't get the license for the Euro style, makes sense. But I think we're going to see, I guess, more routes with more depth to them, I think, based on some of the comments that I've certainly seen. So a little bit like Southeastern, where we've obviously had multiple additional add-ons, such as the railhead treatment train, the 37, obviously the 700, which is quite cool actually. I like that there's so much going on this route as we get to pass the 700 as we also go through Hoo Junction. It's pretty nice. Quite a few 66s there. Yeah, agreed. Crazy. I don't think there's much more they can do to this route other than perhaps some different freight locos or operators. That would be, I guess, the only other thing. Uh, 7:30 for the cross seat line. Yeah, that would be pretty cool actually. So we've got Strood in just 2.4 miles now, so we're not far at all. We've got a good long run in these tunnels and then we'll pretty much pop out at Strood. After that we've got Rochester, Chatham. These are all in quite close proximity to one another. We then got Gillingham, Raynham, Sittingbourne and finally Faversham. So when we run through here, we should get the AWS warning for the upcoming 15 miles an hour. Though I believe the board is right on the next signal from memory. There's the 15 and the yellow, so we'll start to slow now. Crazy, I mean, knowing Dovetail and their loco add-ons, they would have definitely just made the old Southeastern livery of the 4. Yeah, it's probably not far off. Some of the liveries I don't mind too much, but yeah, I agree. Some of them do take the piss a little bit. Okay, speed's coming down very nicely for the 15 here. And there we go, we've got a couple of minutes to be in Strood, so we'll probably be a little bit early. And there's that 15 board. Let's pop ourselves here. How good does that look? Put a bit of power on. .465 in the station there. And our stop point is right at the end here. There we go, let's open those doors. Let's find ourselves a good spot to watch things go by. Right at the end here, I think. Are we going to see that 465 go, I wonder? We've got another minute to wait or so. We got anything coming into the station here? Let's check the PIS one. So I guess a 395 due in a moment. That'll be off to Maidstone West in 4 minutes.
Security personnel tour this station.
And we'll be departing in just 30 seconds. Let's start shutting those doors. Tracks and chill. The shortcut I use is Control and F1 on the keyboard. Oh no, it's just F1, sorry. I'm using a shortened keyboard, so I have to press another button. The function button to use the F keys. So just F1. Yeah, the stop markers for the 700 will be very cool once they're in, and the PIS at platform 0 kind of makes sense. They're the last things just to finish it off. Eli, yeah, certainly we'll jump on to what I have done is turned on the next markers with Control F1, so I'll turn those off. Eli, yeah, certainly we can do 387, 377 one day. Jumping into Brighton main line's always a favourite. And now we can jump up to 30 as we roll into Rochester. Here is Rochester. We're going to be arriving under a double yellow as well, so definitely something in front of us. As it goes green. A little bit over our stop marker, but it's all good. Where was that? Oh, it was there. Okay. That's not too bad, I'll take that. We'll be here for just 30 seconds. Hi Nina, welcome into the chat. Thanks for dropping in, hope you're well. As it starts to get a little bit foggy by the looks of it. We'll be locking those doors very shortly. And there we go, away we go for our next stop, which is going to be Chatham. Really seeing dynamic weather at work here as it starts to get a little bit foggy. 375 getting past us. BML is a crazy. BML is a good route, but the longest services don't stop a lot. Yeah, that's fair enough. The only longest service that has a good amount of stops is Victoria to Reigate. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Dresden, yeah, Dresden is fun. I was playing a little bit of that earlier, trying to master PZB still. Würzburg, yeah, Würzburg is a bit, I think, a bit marmitey. I think some people like that type of high-speed, long route. They can just kind of sit back and let the ICE drive under LZB. I got to be in the right mood to drive that one. So as we pop out the tunnel here, we'll be upon Chatham. Here we go, let's look for our stop point again. Got to be somewhere. Oh, it's hidden behind the screen there. Well, not the screen, the passenger information screen. You can just about see them, and there they are. And there we go. We'll open those doors. It's getting really foggy now. Nina, can someone explain why the DB420? Why isn't the DB420 out? I believe it's waiting on... I'm right in saying that the 420 is the one being made by TSG, and if that's the case, I believe the main specibar needs some optimization work to be able to include the 420 on it. So I guess until Dovetail Games do that optimization work, don't think we'll be seeing it for a while. As we've got 700 pulling in, very nice. Yeah, agreed, Crazy. It's definitely one you can just sit back and relax. Let's start locking those doors. You can hear the distinctive sounds of the 700. Oh yeah, you're right. Crazy. For the 420 is for Munich, Augsburg, not main specifier. What was I thinking? I really, yeah, Nina, same. I really like the 700. It's been a lot of fun, but I think I've driven it to death now for a little while. That's why I was keen to jump in the Javelin today. Something a little bit different. So our next stop is going to be Gillingham. These stations are all pretty close together. There we go. We can jump up to 50 now. There we have a 60 board. So we'll need to be slowing very shortly for our stop here at Gillingham. Start slowing now. Whoa, that's very foggy coming out of there. Yeah, probably not wrong. These stations are very close together. There we go. As we come into Gillingham here, start to slow. Pretty good for time as well. There's the 6-car mark on the left there. Lovely stuff. Let's open those doors. Nina, Glossop line is very fun with the guarding feature. Yeah, the guard mode is a great new addition. I think we will start to see that on more new trains, certainly more UK trains, and probably those across the US and Germany trains, I would imagine. It's a very cool feature. One thing I'm not a fan of on the Glossop line is the timetable. It's how it's been set up, having that very short journey from Glossop to Hadfield as a separate service. It doesn't make sense to me, I'm afraid, and that's really lets it down for me. Crazy, Gillingham, Chatham and Rochester, yeah, should all just get a station. They are very close to one another. I like Glossop, but I just don't like the timetable. Let's start locking these doors. And we can be ready for our departure to, yeah, Rainham next. And away we go. And I would guess that the Glossop timetable is like it is because they haven't got a way of creating a timetable to include the cab end swap over. I guess that's probably the limiting factor, but yeah. It's very fun with the garden features. I think we'll see more of it. So, off we go to Rainham. Let's acknowledge DSD there, and we're already up to 60. About to head into an 80 line speed. We should see the board very shortly. We can head up to 80 now. Yeah, you're probably not wrong, Crazy. It's probably to do with the AI. Nina, can you tell me the difference between Southeastern Extended and Reduced? I think what you're talking about there is in Train Sim World 2, when Southeastern High Speed was originally released, it went as far as it didn't include the stretch out from kind of like Ebbsfleet to Dartford or from Ebbsfleet to Ashford. When Train Sim World 3 was released, this was one of the core routes, and it got extended out to, as I sort of say, Ashford and Dartford. So it added a good bit of length to this this route. We need to be slowing. Let's see how good these brakes are. Should be okay. Will we see a 700 in the platform 0? I think we will actually. There it is, yep. And we've got another Javelin coming into the station at the same time. Rainham's going to be pretty busy with 3 trains in at once. Stop marker for Raynham's right at the end here, by the looks of it. There we go, that will do. Let's open those doors and we'll jump into the... look at that, beautiful. To see Raynham so busy. 2 Javelins and a 700. I'm sure that other 395, the Javelin, will depart before us. We've got about 40 seconds before we can be departing. And there goes that 395. And away you go. And we can lock our doors as well. Crazy, I wonder if there's any time lapses of like London Victoria and Train Sim World. A bit of a shameless plug here, but yes, I've created a short you can find on the channel that sits outside London Victoria, and you can see how much you can see all the traffic coming in and out of Victoria sped up. If that's what you're after. Yeah, the 700 definitely added some more service. I think it was about, I want to say 100 plus, 200 almost services to the timetable. Nah, not that many. Probably 150, I think, from memory. So it definitely added some, yeah, some more to this route. You definitely get to see a lot of services as you run down, certainly this section of the route. There's DSD. So we've now got 5 miles to run to Sittingbourne, and we can make our way up to 80 miles an hour. So we should be at Sittingbourne in no time at all. Speed is picking up nicely. At 70, the speed isn't picking so. Certainly, when you get up to this sort of speed, acceleration does drop off, which is kind of to be expected. There's DSD again. Got a 375 coming in the opposite direction. Lovely stuff. Do need to be dropping down to 70 coming up. Let's start to brake here. Easily down in time, no problem at all. Nina, what's my favourite route? This, I think Southeastern High Speed is my favourite route. Shortly, just behind it has got to be Brighton Mainline, just for the sheer number of services, and it's yeah, it's very fun. What about yourself? What's your favourite route? speed up a little bit here. We drop down to 65. We can be running at 70. We had a little bit of a sort of snake there, or snake. What do you call it? A little bit of a curve to deal with. So one mind a bush, that never helps. So we've got 2.2 miles to go to Sittingbourne. There's the 80 board. And let's make our way back up to 80. We have to think about our braking point for Sittingbourne. We're only 1.6 miles out now. And we'll ease back off the power as we're pretty much 80. There it is. There we go. So mile out, and I think in just a moment we'll start to think about braking. We're about a minute and a half out, so we're all good for time. Nina giving Crazy Player sub, good on you. It's nice to see everyone getting along nicely. As we've got a 66. As a... What is going on there? We're going to have to go back and look at that 66. Because that looks very funky. There's the 6-car marker. There we go. I've got to go and look at this 66 because that was something funky going on. Ah, okay, nice. So it's waiting for us to clear. What on earth have we got going on here? That is an interesting setup. So we've got tail lights on, headlights on. We've got driver in the cab. And then at the back we've got tail lights and a... Oh, let's get out of the way here. We've got a lamp as well. It's all going on. Is this going to slam into these MFA wagons? No. Maybe. Oh, changing over its coupling. Okay, yep, fair. That makes sense. And there we go. Goes to couple up. Is it going to couple? And there you go. I could have coupled it for it. Hi Ron, how you doing? You like the sim a lot. First month, you're hooked. Yeah, it's very easy to get hooked. It's a great sim. We've got some. You might want to turn your your tail lights off. Nice to see a coupling procedure. I guess it's going to run these wagons possibly up to Hoo Junction and couple it. Come on, let me get in there. Oh, let's try that again. Ooh, I've messed the game up now. It's gonna have a head fit if it crashes on me. It's all your fault. Yeah, it's all fun. Right, we can start locking those doors. Let's get back to trying to drive realistically. That's that 465 to parts. And we can be away for our final stop, which is going to be Faversham. Yeah, I'll break it, but it was fun. You're able to rescue it, uncoupling the wagons and getting them back at 70 miles an hour. That's pretty impressive. So we've got about 10 minutes to do 7 miles to Faversham. .6 miles, and we're picking up our speed nicely here. Scenery to our right looks pretty nice actually. Obviously getting through some kind of housing estate. Nice. We get to jump up to 85 miles an hour. Oh, we're spoiling ourselves now with speed. Nina, thanks for subscribing. It's appreciated. There we go. Running along nicely at 80 now, so we'll soon eat up those miles to Faversham. Whistle board. There we go, got the 85 board coming up very shortly. There it is, 85. But we 90 and 1.2. We don't get long at 90 from memory because we'll be soon at Faversham. Don't even think we're going to make 85 at this rate. We're going up 0.3% gradient and we're barely picking up any speed. Nina uncoupled a 465 massive chaos. I bet that was good fun though. like we've got double yellow coming up, so let's just acknowledge that and we'll start to apply some braking here. Ron, years back, produced Lexan windows for the Amtrak supercars in the 90s here in Montreal. Guest part train history. Yeah, absolutely. It's very nice. It's very cool. That's going to be... Okay, that's AWS for the 60. That's the whistle board. We'll just use back up now. We've got a single yellow up ahead, which we'll get AWS for. Crazy, messing around on Train Sim World 3 is really fun. Yeah, it is very fun actually. You've definitely got up to some crazy things. 72 stock in the ICU one to make the ICU one flying, so yeah. But that was good fun. We need to be slowing a little bit more here. So we must be waiting on something clear on the station before we will get permission to head into Faversham. Let's start to slow for the red here. There's AWS. Let's just gently roll up to this red. Looks like we can... I would imagine that that 375 is probably blocking us. Blocking our path? I wouldn't have thought so. Set the DRA. Let's get into the 9 camera. It is. We're going to be taken into this platform. So yeah, we've got to wait for that to clear, and then that will allow us into platform 1. Interesting. Once that clears, we should be given the path. Wait for the signal to change, and there you go. You've got a single yellow. You can see the feathers illuminated, and away we go for platform 1. Yeah, so we had a mixture of the white and blue 375s. .25 across to the right here. And then it's 15 out to the right here, so we'll slow a little bit more. There's the 15 board. We should be down. There we go. Perfect. So, last thing to do is to roll up and find our stop marker here. And not a JWS because we've got a red coming up. All the houses lining the track can't be going 3 years, crack plaster. Yeah, I can imagine it's pretty interesting living next to there, especially... Yeah, we've gone too far past, never mind. Especially this is a busy part of a busy track around here. A lot of services.
Function.
There we go. There's the 395 that we've taken all the way from St Pancras to Faversham. And the fog has cleared as well. I've completely missed that. It's good though, I like it. There we go. What did we end up with? Got to be a gold medal, surely. Yeah, there you go. Lovely stuff. 51 miles driven. Very nice. Right, let's jump into a 465 now. And see if we can find a service that takes our fancy. So probably want... Have we got one that starts at Faversham to Rochester? What else have we got? Rochester to Faversham, Dartford to Gravesend. These are all pretty... Gravesend to Dartford. Let's see if we've got some later evening services. Faversham all the way to Dartford. What shall we go for? I will happily take suggestions here. A few Faversham. Yeah, we've got a few Faversham to Dartford ones. That's an hour and 3. What else have we got? I reckon. Let's see what we can find. Let's do Faversham. Let's get it. I want some rain. Let's put some rain on. Sleet, heavy sleet, clear. No. April. Light rain. Let's try that. So Faversham to Dartford in April with a bit of light rain. Keep it interesting. Right, let's... Ooh, this looks... very interesting colour of night sky. I like it. First thing, regen brakes on. Unlock the doors. We'll turn AWS on. DSD, vigilance. Job's good. Tail lights go off. I think we'll stick night running on. And I think we're good actually. We'll need wipers actually, that's probably the other thing. Intermittent. Slow. Yeah, there we go. That's not very slow, I get the sense. What a night sky. So we've got to wait here just one more minute. Yeah, this weather will get worse or better, who knows? It's going to be an interesting run, this. but I like it. Give us a little bit of a challenge. We've got 30 seconds and we can be off. Let's look at our timetable. So we've got Gillingham, Chatham, Rochester, Strood, Gravesend, Greenhithe and Dartford. So the usual suspects. But we do have a pretty clear run actually all the way to Gillingham. Let's start locking those doors. And away we go for our first stop, which will be Gillingham. I do love this 465. It's the acceleration and deceleration is rapid. Like another mixed 375. Yeah, the weather is sometimes too dynamic, I guess, is what I would say. It jumps from kind of sunny to snow far too easily for my liking. Acceleration is phenomenal. We are an 8-car unit, that's nice. Our top speed is 75. Yeah, definitely drive to max speed of the loco. I want to keep it realistic. This is a simulator after all, you know. Let's just ease back a little bit now. Definitely looks like we're getting flashes from the third rail. So yeah, you can spot them every now and again. It's not going to do it now. What a beautiful night sky. Agreed, crazy it is. Sometimes, yeah, popping through a tunnel, a very short one, go from, like you say, heavy rain to being clear, or being clear to snow, or start to snow, whatever. Running along nicely at 75 here, and we can just take in the scenery. It's very nice. The 465 is its top speed isn't there, but its acceleration is amazing. Really pick up speed quickly, but you just can't go very fast in it. the 12 car 375s on this service, especially mixed as well. Yeah, I get the reason why it's a fast change between the weather patterns, but I think maybe just tone down a little slightly, because sometimes you can go from clear sky to full heavy snow, and that maybe a little bit starting to snow. I'd absolutely go for that, but yeah, it can be pretty mad sometimes. Nina, well, fair enough. Thank you for jumping into the stream. It's nice to have you there. The low horn is N on the keyboard. B is the guard's buzzer. Running through Sittingbourne here. You can't see the mess of the 66 that we were playing with. Two Javelins coupled together and another, I think that was another, yeah, 465 in the station. Yeah, they are very close to one another. All too often I accidentally hit the guard's buzzer instead of the low horn. Nina, thanks for dropping into the stream. Have a good night. Back up to 75, and the rain has stopped. Off. It's got better, not worse. How about that? Up a little bit. Guard's buzzer will do at a whistle sign if you maybe have the windows open. Yeah, absolutely. I've not done a electric run with the 465 for a little while, so it's nice to do something a little bit different. Going well here. So 5.6 miles to Gillingham. Yeah, the brakes are extremely good, especially if you've got the regen brakes on. back up to 75 now, so let's put the power back on. We're doing 75 or thereabouts. Camera just right. Lovely stuff. Yep, regen brakes are hidden under this little flap here, and you can turn them off there, and they make the brakes so overpowered it's ridiculous. We'll show you when we get to Gillingham. It's going to be Rainham, I'm pretty sure. Yep, as we run through Rainham here. No 700 in the station. I didn't know they were turned on automatically. I always thought you had to hit the button. Catching all the 375s tonight. So we're really not far now from Gillingham. AWS warning for 60, even in notch 1. The brakes are incredible. Actually, we need to continue slow in for that double yellow. Yeah, this is an 8-car unit. Just continue to brake a little bit more. We're going to get AWS for this double yellow ahead, which we'll acknowledge. I think we're going to be arriving at Gillingham a little early, which is all good. Yes, AWS for that 60, but we're well under that, so no problem at all. We have another AWS warning here, again, which we'll acknowledge as we come into Gillingham. I'm purposefully coming in a little bit hot here so we can show you the regen brakes. End of the platform, we're still doing 40, and we'll start to brake. And even in notch 2, we aren't even on full brake here, and it's slowing us. If I go full brake, it really slows us quite quickly. It's ridiculous how good they are. There we go. And we'll come to stop at the marker here. There we go, unlock those doors. We've got plenty of passengers on our service here. I haven't scared them off with my break-in, so that's that's always a start. So we're a service to Cannon Street. Obviously we're only taking it as far as Dartford. Oh, I definitely didn't want to go inside. I wanted to go over and see if we've got anything coming in the opposite direction. Got a Ramsgate service in a couple minutes time. If by magic it arrives. Talk about good timing. Very nice. So we've got roughly just over 2 minutes before we need to be departing. And then we've got a Victoria service. That must be for this platform. Understandable. Let's put it into neutral and we'll go for a wander round down the aisles of this 465. Standing room only, is it? I guess so. It's pretty damn busy. Oh, god awful 3+2 seating. Thank you, let me through. I'm not quite sure what's happening with that PIS there. We'll have a little wonder, why not? We've got some time to kill. Let's see the two units coupled together. Nice, right, let's head back to the cab and prepare ourselves for departure. We'll go back in this way and we'll shut that door. Get back in the driver's seat, and in just a moment we'll start looking at those doors. You can definitely tell the night is setting in now. Right, let's start locking those doors, and we can be off. Oh, that's the interlock is still in. There we go. The acceleration is phenomenal. So up next we've got Chatham in just 1.3 miles. So we'll be there in no time at all. Got a line speed of 60. Dropping down to 30 very shortly, as you can see there. But we can run it up a little while. And that looks like a 700. Yeah, very nice. Right, and let's start braking, because as we come out the tunnel, we do hit that 50 mile an hour, and then shortly after that is the 30 board that we pass the warning for. Okay, there's the 50 board, and then we'll continue to brake now because the 30 board won't be far off. And there we go. Running at 30. We should be good for time. And there is the 30 board on the signal head. Got to keep just feathering the brake on and off here. The speed limits in Chatham area always get me, and then I'll be like 50 minutes 30 already. Yeah, those two are very close together. You need to be well below 50 before you hit that 50 board. Let's run up the platform here. And again, we can use these brakes. That's ridiculous. I love it though. There we go. Get a good view of Chatham Station there. The station building in the background. It's looking nice. So after this, we've got Rochester and Strood shortly after. Those couple of stations are very close together. So we've got about a minute here before we can be locking the doors. Let's have a little wander around Chatham. Sheerness on Sea. That'll be here in a couple of minutes. There's Chatham Station. Let's jump back in the cab a little quieter. We can be locking the doors very shortly. Let's have the window open for this next bit of the leg, so you can really hear those traction motors. Right, let's start locking those doors. As we've got 465 coming into station. I guess that's the Sheerness on Sea service. There's 30. As we run through the tunnel here, we will pop out at the old Rochester station. Got a double yellow here, but we're fine, we're only doing 30. Is the old Rochester station that's now abandoned. We're going to have the single yellow here. Just start braking forward, take a little bit of speed off. Under 25. Just jumped up to a double yellow, so definitely something in front of us. Let's let's pop that window up. I've had enough of listening to the outside sounds. Acknowledge both DSD and AWS there. There we go, there's our stop marker. And as we've got a single yellow, we'll set the DRA. Oh, there it is. Still single yellow. Oh wow, a lot of people getting off here. That's a lot of people. Still a single yellow. Let's see if we can find what's in front of us. Can't actually see anything. Ah, there you go. That's what's in front of us. That makes sense. Our path is blocked to go across. So let's start locking our doors. We can reset DRA. We know we're under a single yellow. And away we go. Just roll along at 20. Since we know that it's going to be a red, the next aspect. We've got to be prepared to stop. As here comes the 375, of course. Actually, in fact, we can now see the signal. And it's agreeing with the feather, indicating that we'll be going to the right. So we'll need to slow as we take the junction. It is a 20, going down to 15 from memory. There we go, there's a 20, which we're well under. There we go, as we roll into Strood. A little bit brake to take us down to 15. And there we go. That one's not in service. Interesting. Where is that heading, do you reckon? Perhaps the Gillingham depot? Okay, rolled up to the end of the platform. That's got its headlights on at the back there. That's rolling away with its headlights on, love it. There we go, there's the 8 to 12 car mark. And we'll stop there. Be here for about a minute. There goes that 465 knot towards Gillingham, but continuing, or what is it doing? It's going slow with the driver in the back. You've got to love some of these funky moves that go on. I think it's going to come back across these set of points into the platform, I reckon. Can probably just about see it. Is that gonna... I could make the Tonbridge service, maybe? Who knows? Right, anyway. Let's motor on to Gravesend. Bit of a stretch now, 6.6 miles. There's the 70 board with a 700 coming in to into Strood. Very nice. Can hear those distinctive sounds. Should jump up to 70 any second now. There we go. Full power on as we head towards Gravesend. After that we've got Greenhithe and then finally Dartford. Acknowledge that DSD alert. Hopefully we'll pop out of we've got Javelin there, nice. Pop out the tunnel any second now. You were train spotting some Thameslink trains on the East Coast Main Line in train support yesterday. Caught one of them terminating at King's Cross. That's very cool. We're speeding, so let's just sort that out. Yeah, that's very cool. Were the destination screen set properly for King's Cross, I guess. Keep the speed up. Okay. I think we're finally going to come out of the tunnels here very shortly. As we thunder through this station at 70 miles an hour. Yeah, they were. Okay, interesting. Probably, as you say, in the timetable. It really feels dark now. You can tell the light has definitely gone. Definitely running a night service now. Run through Who Junction here. So it feels like it's getting a little bit foggy actually. Yeah, it did go from a nice sunset to being completely dark now. It's been a really enjoyable service, actually. Yeah, driving in the dark is fun. It does look really nice, actually. So we've got Gravesend coming up in 2.4 miles. So we'll be there in no time at all, doing 70. We will slow down to 50 shortly. It definitely feels like it's getting foggy now. Gone from rain to sort of cloudy and now getting foggy. You did the 7 minutes past 12 service, and it was full, yeah. Oh, crazy, crazy train sim world passenger behaviour. Slowing down nicely for the 70, the 50, sorry, but we're going to get double yellow anyway, so we'll continue to slow, probably down to 40 I reckon, should do us nicely. What was that, AWS? Okay, for 30, makes sense. Oh wow, okay. 4 trains in at Dartford, that's pretty cool. Looks like we're going to be held outside of... we were going to be held outside of Gravesend, but we've just jumped up to yellow. We are a couple minutes early, so I imagine there's probably something in front of us. So here comes Gravesend. I think we're going to be okay, pretty much on time actually. Since the signal's slowed us right down. The stop point here at Gravesend's right past the stairs here. Oh, I was expecting to have to hit AWS then, but signal's clearly cleared. There we go, let's open those doors. Just wish that the Slade Green Depot was included in Southeastern High Speed, just so you can do empty coach stock moves to there and not having to leave the train. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I was surprised. I started at Ashford the other day and had a look at the depot there, and I was surprised how full it was actually. The last time I visited, I didn't think it was that full, but yeah. So, minute and a half. We've got quite a lot long wait times at these stations. And then we've got our penultimate stop, which will be Greenhithe. And then finally Dartford. Doesn't look like that 465 is moving anytime soon. Doors are open. There's the information screen. We'll be going in a couple of minutes, actually. So that will leave after we do. Yeah, Ashford Depot is pretty good. I'd agree. So 45 seconds, and we can be going ahead of the other 465 that will chase us shortly after. Right, let's start locking those doors. 15 seconds out. See them shutting. And you can see that other one has now set up, but it'll be waiting for us to clear, which we can do now. Okay, away we go for Greenhithe. Yeah, definitely agree that that's a good one to know, isn't it, for the future? Okay, here comes the 70 board. We'll chuck the power on once we've fully cleared that. And away we go. Although I reckon we are chasing something, because that signal up ahead just changed from a double yellow to a green, and we were chasing something as we came into Gravesend there. Nearly up to 70. Got greens ahead now, so I'm sure what that was ahead of us. Perhaps it's got away from us. Whatever is ahead of us is just about getting away. Signals are clearing as we approach. Yeah, it could be a tempting, but I'd imagine it would be stopping everywhere, so probably would get caught at Northfleet, if anywhere. Got Northfleet here. What's the next signal going to be? Still double. So that should take us over high speed 1. If we're lucky enough, will we time it right to Pass over something. No. Nothing. Okay, we've got 700 coming into Green Height. Oh, this is not Green Height. Of course it's not. Getting my stations mixed up. But anyway, that's Swanscombe we just passed through. Oh, okay, so 29 minutes past and 59 minutes past. What is that? Is that double? That's a single. So whatever is in front of us is probably stopped at Green Height at the moment. Let's slow us down. Okay, you can see the repeater still showing red. And there we go, turned yellow for us, single yellow. That should allow us into Green Height now. Here we go, here comes Green Height. And here we go. Here's our stop marker right at the end. Lovely stuff. Unlock those doors. We'll set the DRA. And our 465 comes in. Let's see if we can chase whatever's in front of us. We've got a couple of minutes. Can't be that far up the track here. And there you go, you were right, it's a 700 in front of us. As we fly past it. Well, we've got a little while before we need to be departing. So we'll watch this leave here at Stone Crossing. There it goes. And there we go. Let's jump back to our cab. You can see it changed to double yellows. And that 700 is getting away from us. So we'll probably catch it up as it's... it'll probably actually, to be fair, probably get to Dartford before us. So we shouldn't be held too much, I would imagine. Start locking those doors, why not? Oh, we need to reset DR8. That wasn't helpful. Let's plonk ourselves back down here. And there we go. Away we go for our final stop, which is going to be Dartford. There we go. We've got, I think we're going to probably have greens hopefully most of the way now. As we roll through Stone Crossing here. And we should be set for 50, so start to brake. You can see we're going to get double yellow as well. Yeah, Dartford always catches me out as well with the 40 and then the 20 shortly after that. It does have a really long platform. I guess at some point it was obviously needed for something, but yeah, no idea what. Okay, there's the warning for 40. But that's not for a little while yet. We're only doing 43 anyway. Slow even further now. We've got single yellow. Looks like we've got red ahead and we're going to be held here actually. I guess the 700 is in the assigned platform. What have we got to our left here that's got their headlights on? Looks like a 465. And now it's turned off. I guess that service is shut down. Cruise up a little bit further to the red. And what's that DRA? Wherever it is, there it is. And we'll wait for it to clear our platform. And there it goes. Right, let's reset DRA. And away we go for platform 2. No point getting up any speed because we jump straight into 20 here. And we'll roll into Dartford for our final stop. where this service will continue on to Cannon Street. Go, we'll get the AWS warning. And we're cruising right up to our stop point. And there we go. That rounds off this service very nicely. Leave you with a nice shot of the two 465s together. This has been a really fun stream actually. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. First of all with the 395, and then to run the 465 in an evening service that gradually went from a nice sunset to what is the dark now. So yeah, really thoroughly enjoyable, and this will round off the stream perfectly. So thank you all for joining in and for watching along. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, consider hitting that like button. It always is really appreciated, and also consider subscribing. It does mean the world. And I'll see you in the next stream. So thanks, and bye bye for now.